What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we got another this is the next day, part 2 of the lift. So yeah, last time we left off I was spray painting these, the lifts, the spindles. Here they are, black. They look clean, honestly. So we're gonna go ahead and get this installed, and we're gonna make this work as best as we can. So let's do this. Alright guys, we took apart everything. I'm going to put side by side the spindles and the difference between lift spindles and the regular spindles. Side by side. Oh, this is heavy. But yeah, you see the difference. I definitely see the difference. Alright, let's install her. Alright you guys, it's been about a week and a half since the lift for the T100, so I'm gonna kind of go over just how it looks. And yeah, so here is what it looks like right now. These are with my new wheels. I had to add these on, and I'll go over that right now. But yeah, they got a nice little poke on it. Got a nice little lift out of it too. These tires on it, I'm running our 31s, 31 by 10.5 R15, and those are my stock wheels. Those ones are pretty, you know, you could just see it, like the size difference, but there's a lot more clearance now. We're just gonna look underneath. So there is the spindle lift. You can see it's a lot bigger than the other one. We're gonna go over right now. Just hold on. A quick tip when you install this is make sure you have plenty of room between your rim and your spindle, because my dumbass, I didn't know that, and I thought my front brakes were locked up because of my extended brake lines that I added in, but it ended up being the rim that was scraping up against the spindle. So here's my old rims right here for the front. So here's the back of the rim, and as you see, this is actually supposed to be black, like this black, like from the brake dust, and this is all like just metal shavings pretty much, and it's been scratched up all the way around. So I could have compromised my spindle lift if it didn't stop my rim. So just keep that in mind when installing these. Here on the inside, kind of right here, this is the extended brake line. At the angle I have them at, it seems it's working okay. I do have a brake light that's on, so I got to figure that out. But yeah, just be pretty delicate with these. This is the actual, like, the brake components up here. Just be delicate, because these old components, it'll kind of move around, so make sure to hold it with like vice grips or something. But yeah, as you see, it's working with the stock suspension. I still have the original shocks that are on this, and yeah, they're pretty much fully extended at this point, but as you see, my bushings are going out, everything, so I'm gonna need to get new shocks pretty soon here. But I had to replace my lower ball joint, and I had to replace one of my tie rod ends on this. That was one of the problems I ran into, because the ball joint wasn't popping out. So here's my stock spindle, and that's incredibly a lot smaller. You know, we did a comparison, and then when I was taking apart the truck. But yeah, here's the original ball joint that's on it, and you know, it's moving everywhere. I don't even have to do much with it. Another thing, when installing the spindle lift, there's going to be a backing plate right here at the end of the tie rod, and then it bolts into this piece in the back, and it kind of goes around the back lower ball joint. So this, you're just going to have to remove that backing plate completely when you take the spindle apart, and then you're going to have to pop that off the tie rod end. So let me show you. So that backing piece I was talking about, it's on top of it's on this tie rod end right here, and it's attached on the top right here. So what you're gonna have to do is just completely pop it off. I was able to salvage my other one on the passenger side, but this one I damaged it on the threads trying to pop it out. So I got a whole new tie rod end, and I was able to pop it through, because on this spindle lift right here, they create a whole new backing plate because everything's dropped down. So this whole backing plate is able to it's reinforced pretty much, so that kind of eliminates that backing plate that originally bolted in. So on the passenger side, I had to go to Harbor Freight, and this is a pretty cheap tool. It's the ball joint separator, and this works on all the ball joints on the T100. So I had to grab one of these. It was what, 16 bucks, or I think it was less, I think like 10 bucks actually. But I got one of these. It has an adjustable setting. Most of them I just had to use the first setting, and you screw that up and it pops out the ball joint. So be careful. The suspension components do have a lot of play, so I took that in mind before I started. It scared the shit out of me with the upper ball joint, but yeah. But yeah, make sure to get one of these before you start the spindle lift. And yeah, the rest of my ball joints are shot too, but I wanted to save money on this project, so I just got lower ball joints and one new tie rod end. It looks like it's sitting level in the video, but it's I'd rather have it nose up than ass up. You know, yeah, I kind of have like a little California sag, you know, going on in the back. It looks kind of ugly, but we'll let me drive it out right now and kind of show it in like a better light instead of under a carport, and we'll kind of go over it. All right, guys, we're back at the spot where it all began. You know, where I took a video of the truck, kind of like a tour of it and shit. But kind of showing it. You know, you can see there's like a slight sag. You know, but that's how it is with a 28 or 29 inch compared to a 31 inch. So. Just expect that, but I think it looks leveled. It's just like I said, once I add the 31 in the back, I think it'll be like a pretty well level looked ride. But the lift came out really good. I'm really excited about it. The wheels especially, I'm really excited about. These are really nice looking. I mean, you could see all the rust. You know, this was on a Nissan hard body, probably a 4x4, you know, for years, you know. So I got to figure out you know, how to deal with that. And so yeah, the lift is here, man. I couldn't be more excited for this lift to be on here. It's been a long time coming. I've been waiting for this lift since October, and I finally got it done December-ish. So really excited. This is a great way to start out the new year with 31s on my truck. Just kind of wanted to throw it out there too, like if you have a two-wheel drive Toyota T100, you know, like it is possible to lift it. You could do it with body lifts, you know, a spindle lift now, since that's an availability now. And yeah, I absolutely love these trucks. But that's pretty much it. Just kind of going over it, and let's kind of sit on the tailgate and talk. All right, guys. Afterthoughts. Do I regret anything a part of this lift? Absolutely not. The only thing I wish I would have known beforehand is more about lifts in depth, and what comes with, you know, changing geometry. And so I thought it was my front brakes that locked up, and that scared the shit out of me. I wasn't able to back up my truck, nothing. I was stuck in my carport. I had it towed to Firestone, and one of the mechanics literally just told me like the first day, he's like, your rim is rubbing up against your spindle, and I'm like, I felt like such an idiot. But yeah, you live and you learn. You know, this is a part of the whole process. And yeah, what are the future plans for this build? I know I said a couple things in that first video of the T100, but this changes everything. I don't know if I want to do a 3-inch body lift anymore. Seeing it the way it is on 31s, and you know, it's really not that much bigger than this 235 in actual reality, but like when I see that wheel gap, like that's what I wanted. I wanted something where it has that front end lift and stuff. But you know, I still have that 3-inch body lift, you know, just in case I ever want to switch to it. So it'll be sitting there, but it's just something for me to sit on and think about, you know, as time passes. But same wheels that are up front, I have them at my house. I'll be throwing them in the back. You know, I'll have probably the same amount of poke out, you know, as the front, so which I hope. But even if it's like half an inch off or, you know, less, like, I don't really care. Maybe I kind of like the look of it. I might just leave it. But lifting the rear, and I already have the part for it, but it's to do an axle flip, and then to do put axle under leaf, however you want to call that, leaf over axle, whatever. But I have the piece to weld on. I don't know how to weld. I might get a welder in the future and learn, but yeah, it's another possibility. But I got to look into, like, if you got to extend the brake lines in the back, and with these trucks it's kind of scarce to find parts, but it's not impossible. So that's something I got to think about, but the way it sits, I like it. Next, another plan is to replace the shocks, because those are original from 1997. So yes, of course, I got to change out the shocks. I'll be changing out the rear shocks too, because to more of an off-road shock, you know, that can handle the bumps and, you know, compensate for the lift in front. I still have to check out my brakes, and I have to fix my check engine light that's on here. Yes, probably in that last video of the painting the spindle lift, there was a check engine light you probably saw, and that's just to do with my charcoal canister. Thank God it's not on top of the gas can, it's just under the hood. So, but it's a $300 fix. So it's new headlights, and yeah, because these are yellowing. I hate it, it's disgusting. These I might do clear lenses, like what Toyota Fanatics did. He did a really good job with that whole clear front. I love that. And then I got to get me an antenna. I've never had an antenna on this truck since owning this almost a year ago. I want to reupholster the door. This thing is just dirty. It's from me working in it, and it's just disgusting. I think I want to do a leather or like just a black felt, because I think the black would look really nice with like the tan. Maybe switching the seats out. This is another big one for me, but switching them out to bucket seats, because the bench seat is really nice. It's just trying to find some seat covers. I'm dropping like $150 just for the T100, and I know a lot of people are gonna bring this up. What about a Tacoma? You know, the Tacoma seats are smaller. They're like a couple inches smaller or something like that compared to the T100. So the Tacoma seats are, you know, you can find a shit ton of them everywhere. But T100, it's like there was one place on eBay I found, but it was like $150, you know, and I don't even know how the quality is on them. I want to get a color matching with the rest of the truck, a tan. So like maybe Tacoma bucket seats that are tan, you know, because the newer Tacoma seats are really comfortable. They're nice, and I really been wanting a center console too. That's what I like about my wife's Xterra. A center console in the middle, and can keep a bunch of shit stored in the middle right there. I need to get these fixed. I hear these rattle all the time. If you watch Toyota Fanatics on YouTube, he had the same problem I did. Every T100s, every old Toyota's got that problem. We'll tackle it one by one. This is a whole video series of Project T100. So that is the lift installed. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble and shit. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great new year, and hope 2022 is the best.